Benta, this is Crypto Benta, this is Crypto Benta. Crypto Benta for you, this is Crypto Benta, this is Crypto Benta, this is Crypto Benta. Crypto Benta for you, smash those likes. Smash those likes. Crypto Benta for you, smash those likes. Smash those likes. Crypto Benta for you, smash those likes. Smash those likes. Crypto Benta for you, for you, for you.
Crypto banter for you. Welcome back, guys. There's a massive bull market happening right now in crypto, and whereas most tokens are moving sideways and even downwards, some people have identified a trend, and those people are making life-changing money, even in this market. Today, we're going to show you where this bull market is. We're going to show you how you can get onto the life-changing money train, and I may even show you a small cap gem that hasn't run in the sector. So that's a big show today. Stay tuned until the end. Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. Welcome back. I'm Crypto Man Run, and you're watching CryptoBanter.com. We're here every single day, 10 a.m. EST, and usually we're here at 6 a.m. EST. That is when my partner, my compadre, my partner in crime, Sheldino, does his charting show. And we all miss the charting show, but our friend Sheldon has COVID. Let's check in with Sheldino and see how our friend Sheldino is doing today. He looks happier. He's smiling. Sheldino, how are you, my man?
What's up? What's up? I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, feeling a bit better. Feeling good.
Really? Feeling back to normal? Are you like feeling back to normal? Like normal?
Well, there'll be a show tomorrow, definitely,
What?
and then from Monday I'll be back.
Really?
Just confirm the test, and we'll get it. Yeah.
So you definitely got COVID, but you are getting better.
Yeah. No, good. I think the relaxing is a bit good, especially mentally. Wise, the market's not doing much. It's good to just have a small break.
Well, if you think the market's not doing much, it's because you don't know where to look, man. It's because you don't know.
That's why I'm here. I'm here.
I'm going to show you today that the market's actually doing a lot. 300%, 1,000% return in a couple of months, in a couple of weeks. And I'm going to show you where these returns are, my man.
Brilliant. Let's do it.
Sheldino, I'm so happy to see you healthy. I'm so happy that my slave that has been enslaved and get paid every month to shill shitcoins, according to the salty people. I'm so glad you're getting better, so we can start shilling shitcoins to people, to salty people.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Sheldon, what did you think of the show yesterday with Richard Hart?
I couldn't stop watching. I watched
Really?
the whole thing from even the extra 20 minutes. It was worth it. Yeah. I think it's good to answer the questions were brilliant. It's time, if you are going to run this huge business and everything's legit, it's good to answer. There shouldn't be a problem to answer those questions. So it was good that people have to be real. I think that's one thing that we've definitely brought is just being real. And I think people need to at least see that.
Amazing. Sheldino, my brother, I will see you again tomorrow. If you want to have a show early, I'll join you for that show. I'd love to join you. Let's do some charts.
Yeah, we're back.
Push yourself. Don't push yourself, buddy. Your health is more important than anything. Your health is more important than anything. Yes, so it looks like Sheldon is coming back, and he looks like he's coming back tomorrow, and he's feeling better, and COVID didn't get the better of him, which is amazing. Amazing news for us, amazing news for the banter community. So quick, let's get through it. If you're new to our community, welcome to the biggest, the fastest growing and the most profitable community in the entire interweb. If you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel. There are 2 streams at least every day. There will be 3 streams from next week, and there will be 4 streams after that from the week after that. So there's going to be 4 hours of crypto programming every single day. And the reason why we're doing that is because in the real world, in the financial world, if you want information, you know that you can switch on the TV at any time. You can watch CNBC and you can watch Bloomberg, and you can understand what's happening in the markets in 30 minutes. That's what we're going to build you right here at Crypto Banter. No matter where you are in the world, no matter whether it's day or night, you will be able to log on to one station to bring you credible, curated crypto information all the time, 24/7 streaming. So that is exactly what we're building for you guys. What else, Freddie? Oh, we were supposed to have Wendy, the psychologist from Billions, on the show. We prepared an incredible, amazing, life-changing show. Freddie, do you have some of those videos that you uploaded? Like, actually, don't play them because YouTube will just limit the content. But half an hour before the show, there was a mix-up, and she said, "Oh, I thought it was next Thursday." So she's going to be on next Thursday, not this Thursday. It's a massive show. It is a show about how to get your mindset right to making billions. Because if you think about it, what this lady does is she's a psychologist to the biggest funds on Wall Street. And she gets their mental state right in periods when their mental state is not right to be trading and trading with other people's money. So she's going to come and help us get into the right mental state for this crypto market. What else? Before we get into the big stuff, Sniper School probably still launching 1 August. Just want to make sure that Sheldon gets better. If he is better, then Sniper School definitely is launching on 1 August. Let's talk about Richard Hart. Let's get the elephant out of the room. So I got mixed comments about the interview with Richard Hart yesterday. Some of you said great questions and you asked all the right questions. You asked what we were supposed to think. Some of you, the salty one, said, "Oh, you sold out. How can you let a scammer come onto your show? You sold out. Richard Hart shouldn't be given the airtime." And I think that's what George's attitude was, that Richard Hart shouldn't be given airtime. We're impartial. We have a responsibility to bring you crypto news and crypto information. And when there is a token that has outperformed many other tokens, or probably most other tokens, a token that even through this dip has done something like this and has grown by thousands and thousands and thousands of percent and has a huge market cap. You talk about a market cap of, I mean, what's the market cap? 70 billion or something, $75 billion. We have to bring you impartial information and ask the right questions, which I think is exactly what we did yesterday. And I even listened to the show yesterday after the show, and I always listen to my shows, but this one I listened to twice. The reason why I listened was to try and see if I was being impartial. And I think I was very impartial. I asked him a lot of tough questions. I asked him, for example, where did the ETH go? The 1 million ETH. Now think about it. 1 million ETH was used to buy HEX in this. They didn't call it a pre-sale, but they called it some kind of auction or some kind of automatic give-out mechanism or whatever they called it. Well, I asked him where that money went to. I asked him who controls all the addresses that own 50% of the tokens, as per what he said. He said the origin address had half the token supply, which today is about $35 billion worth of tokens. And a lot of people said he's a scammer. I started asking myself, is Richard Hart actually a scammer? I mean, it does sound like a bit like a pyramid scheme. You know, the money goes into this ETH contract, which you kind of know went to him and his development team. They do own 50% of the token supply. And that just sounds like a scam. The token does nothing but earn more tokens. And I understand how some people may think it's a scam. But in retrospect, I actually thought about it. And he's not a scammer. He's definitely not a scammer. A scammer is someone who says to you that they're going to do one thing, you give them your money, and they do something completely different. They tell you that they're going to deliver something, and then they run away with your money, or they steal the money. Richard Hart didn't do that. Richard Hart is very transparent. He said, HEX does exactly what it's supposed to do. You deposit HEX through this mechanism, it gets burnt, you earn more HEX, you earn this interest in HEX, and it does what it's supposed to do. It's had many security audits, contract audits, and whatever else. It's passed every single one of them. It's never, ever been hacked. And every single user that's ever bought HEX so far has made money, or most users that have bought and staked HEX have made money. That's not a scam. He delivered working software, which does exactly what he promised the working software would do. And now people have the right to decide what they want to do. If you want to take HEX because you think HEX is going to have value, and you want to stake HEX and grow your HEX, and you believe that other people will go onto the ecosystem, well, then do that. That's what it promised to do. The fact that people deposited 1 million ETH, now get this, if those 1 million ETH haven't been sold, that's worth about $2 billion. The fact that that's pocketed by someone, maybe him, maybe not, he says it isn't, he says it maybe. The fact that they still own 50% of the token supply through these addresses, well, he's pretty open about it. That's not a scammer. A scam is when a project says to you, hey, give us money, and we're going to do something with the money, and they take the money and they run away with the money, or they don't deliver, or they do something completely different. And there are many, many, many of these scams. And I mean, one of the projects that I think is a scamful is EOS, and we'll talk about that another time, but they took money for token holders, and they took $4 billion. Where is the $4 billion? It's going to enrich the founders of Block One. Well, that's my opinion. We're going to get them on the show, and we're going to talk about that with them. But my conclusion is that I may not agree with the token fundamentals of HEX. I can't get myself to buy a token just because it goes up, just because I earn more tokens for staking it, without understanding what else the use case is for the token. So I'm not going to buy HEX. But it's certainly not a scam, because what he says it does, it does. It's no different to something like, say, Dogecoin, where, there is one big address that owns a massive amount of tokens. I think, if I'm not mistaken, that big address on Dogecoin owns, Freddie, what was the number? Here it is. It's that big address that owns 25% of all the Dogecoin tokens in circulation. But yet people continue to buy Dogecoin. There's no improvement promised on Dogecoin. There's no one actually even maintaining Dogecoin. Doge does what it's supposed to do. It's meme money. It's mined through proof of work, merge mining with Litecoin. And you know that one address owns 25% of all the supply. And with that in mind, and knowing that there's no further development in Doge, Doge has a market cap of $30 billion. So I don't see a difference between HEX and Doge. It does what it's supposed to do. The founder or the creator of the token tells you exactly what it's going to do. It's a ready-made software. It's not going to be improved any further. And given that, you can decide whether or not you want to invest in it. Some people will, some people won't. I'm not, but hey, maybe you will, and many people are. In fact, if I looked at the number of addresses on HEX, there are 226,000 addresses that currently hold HEX. And if you look at the chart here, this shows the growth in the number of HEX holders. Now, I'm sure that some of these are HEX holders from the original airdrop to all Bitcoin holders, but this chart is growing really fast. Make your own decisions. You've got all the information. That's exactly what Crypto Banter is here to do. It is here to bring you credible, unbiased information about things that are happening on the markets. So make your own decisions. We brought him on. He told you exactly what HEX does. No lies, no bullshit. It is what it is. Now it's up to you to make your decision. And a lot of people are making a lot of money on HEX. Maybe you're one of them, and maybe it will continue to go up. You got to apply your analysis and decide if you're going to make money on HEX. At the same time, I do think that his new project, this Pulse chain, is super interesting, because no one has forked Ethereum and the state of the network. No one has ever forked Ethereum and taken all the ERC20 tokens on it and forked it. And I did some research. He said that the one way to get these Pulse chain tokens is actually to donate money to a charity. So here is the charity. It's called the Sense Research Foundation. So I had about 24 hours. I researched this Sense Research Foundation, and I found that it actually is a charity. It is a research foundation, and they are taking donations. Now, whether or not they're going to run away with the money, whether or not he has a back-end agreement with them where they'll give him the money, I don't know. But all I can tell you is that Vitalik Buterin has donated money to this charity. Richard Hart has donated money previously to this charity. And right now they've got about $3 million of donations from people who want to get these Pulse chain tokens, as he mentioned yesterday. So make your own decisions. Do your own research. That is what it's all about. Remember, I said to you, it's the people who are going to make money are the people that are here in the bear market doing the research. Is this a bear market? It's not a bear market. It's not a bear market. It is a bear market because Bitcoin is moving sideways, but there are some tokens in this market where you can definitely see that it's not a bear market. I mean, does this look like a bear market token for you? When there is a token that in the last 2 weeks has gone from $10 to $26, that doesn't sound like a bear market to me. In fact, it sounds like a raging bull market to me. And in fact, there is one sector right now that is actually in a raging bull market. A sector where there are 300% returns, 400% returns, 1,000% returns in the last month. There is one sector that's breaking the trend from all the rest. That sector is NFTs. Not only NFTs, but it's gaming NFTs. And in particular, it is gaming play-to-earn NFTs. It's a new category of video gaming NFTs, which is taking the world by storm. The biggest or most spoken about token in the space is Axie Infinity. But that's not the only one. If you look at the NFT sector for the last 7 days, you've got Fear, 361% up. You've got Alien Worlds, which is the game that was mentioned on our show. We had an interview with them. 175% up. Chain Guardians, 123% up. Axie Infinity, 100% up. Anarchy X, 68% up. Superfarm is not on this list, but it should be on. Here it is, 36% up. My Neighbor Alice, 40% up. All of this in what we're calling a bear market. So what's going on here? Well, it does look like gaming NFTs are in a raging bull market. There's a whole lot of hype around these gaming NFTs. And the leader of this hype is this game called Axie Infinity. Freddie, play that video about Axie Infinity. For those guys who don't know what Axie Infinity is about, it's a super incredible, amazing concept. I want to show you a video. I want to read you an article, and I'm going to bring you the best person in the space by far. There is one person in crypto. He's a crypto genius. He is a crypto god. But when it comes to NFTs, and when it comes to specifically gaming NFTs, this guy sees around corners. He calls trends way before we've seen them. And he's done it multiple times. And he found this trend before anybody in the market found this trend, and he started talking about it. And yesterday I was thinking to myself, did he actually start the trend, or did he just call the trend? Because this guy's good. He's going to join us straight after we talk about Axie Infinity. Play that video.
Axie Infinity is a digital pet community where players can sell their in-game characters for real money using the Ethereum blockchain. Players can breed their Axies to discover exciting new combinations. Axies start off as eggs and require love and attention from their owners to grow up. Take care of your Axies and earn experience points by completing daily activities. Use experience points to level up your Axies and unlock new abilities which can be used in battle. You can even trade your Axies for cryptocurrency on our marketplace. Find out more on axieinfinity.com. Available now.
I mean, looks like a game, right? It's not really a game, because this game has a market cap of $1.5 billion. It is doing more turnover in selling its NFTs and its characters than any crypto site in the entire world. And I want to read you this quote, because I think this quote summarizes everything here. It says, "The unemployment rate continues to fluctuate amidst the pandemic, boosting the need for play-to-earn games like Axie Infinity. Its Vietnamese developer Sky Mavis reported that 29,000 of the 70,000 downloads in this game came in April from the Philippines. YCG supports a number of games right now. Axie Infinity is one of them. We acquire various assets in-game, and we lend them to our community of members in the form of scholarship programs." Now, get this. People that play Axie Infinity, one of the managers over at Y-Guild told me that the Axie Infinity scholar managed to pay for their breast cancer treatment with our scholarship system. This is actually a massive trend that is actually changing a lot of lives. Read this tweet. "I just sold a plot of land for $28,000 that I paid $300 for. You think this isn't going to be a revolution? What happens when your kids ask you for your credit card to play a game and come back with a bundle of cash?" Guys, we're watching a revolution take place. It's a full bull market, and it's happening in NFTs, and specifically in gaming NFTs. And as I promised you guys, there is one person, the smartest person in the world when it comes to this. Bar none. And that is my friend Elio.
Thanks for having me, Ran. Thanks for having me on, Ran. Appreciate the kind words. And yeah, man, excited to talk about NFTs.
Well, the reason why I called you is you've always had this knack for identifying trends way before they're trends. I remember watching your videos and watching you identify the gas trend on Ethereum. And I think at the time you called for the Rook token. And then I did the research on Rook, and that was one of the best tokens out there. You did the same thing when you spoke about, at the time, Web3, and you called Akash on Web3, and that was one that absolutely flew. We then spoke, and I said to Elio, what are you doing? And you said, I'm launching a video and NFT gaming project at the time, a video game and NFT project, and that was Superfarm. And NFTs were cool, and that was a great place to be, but you told me, wait, the actual use case for NFTs is going to be video gaming. And now what we're witnessing is that there's this raging bull market happening in gaming NFTs. Run me through what's going on.
Right. So this has been, I think I saw a quote from Suzu saying, from Three Arrows Capital, saying, you have your market-based investing. He sort of had his like medium brain, big brain, ultra big brain kind of like ideas for how to invest. And his ultimate conclusion was, the biggest brain investors are thesis based. It's not about following data necessarily. It's about, having a theory that connects dots in your mind. And so, when I even first got into crypto, really from the perspective of going full time and building, it was 2017 and then 2018 as the market was crashing. That's when my business partner and I were like, okay, well, trading tokens isn't really where it's at anymore. Why aren't these huge startups delivering cool stuff? And why are people leaving? And we kind of sort of analyzed each product category. We're like, every single product category fails currently in crypto when the number goes down on Bitcoin and the liquidity dries up and prices stop appreciating. And that's even true of DeFi right now, because DeFi is really bolstered by yield. And a lot of these yields are bolstered by altcoins. And those altcoin yields go down, as you've seen. I don't know if you've been on Yearn, or we talk about yields privately sometimes. We know those yields are drying up. And so obviously not on Anchor Protocol, but on other protocols. But, when we were in 2018, we did what's called a SWOT analysis: strengths, weaknesses, oppositions, threats. And we did that for every product category we could think of and said, could this work on the blockchain? And we came up with, there were 3 product categories that we believed were bear market resistant, or in some respects could thrive regardless of the number.
Gambling, sex, and games.
Gambling, exchanges, and games. I guess, yes, that one is also one.
Okay.
And we didn't actually consider the NSFW category, but as far as gambling, all these casinos already take crypto. They accept crypto deposits. I didn't see very much room for innovation. Exchanges, so many regulatory and liquidity issues. We didn't want to start even down that road. And so it was gaming, and it's been clear in my mind since 2018 that a video game would be the most, by far, not a little bit, by leaps and bounds, miles, eons, the best category of product to onboard users and to keep them, because games have intrinsic value. Games have done something. It was funny. We were on the show and last Friday, I believe, and we started to talk about games, and actually Richard said something to the extent of, the iPhone defied gravity or something like that. I made some gravity comment. He said the iPhone defied gravity by giving the users a phone without buttons. And you know what I think really defied gravity is a game that is free, that users voluntarily choose to pay for. There has never been a product category on earth where users continually choose to pay for the same exact product. That is free. But we have an ecosystem of products where the absolute best games in the world, Fortnite, Warzone, Call of Duty, all these games are free to play. And the reason why they're free to play is that they're so good, they're so enjoyable, that people choose to spend money, because the actual act of putting shoes on their character gives them something of monetary value. We've never seen this in pretty much any product category. And what's so beautiful about it is it's fully digital, right? This is fully digital. It's completely existing virtually online, and it has intrinsic value. And so when you put those pieces together, you realize, wow, this is such an easy fit for a blockchain integration, for giving the players ownership of this, because right now all that money goes into the hands of the studio. There's absolutely zero opportunity unless you're going to become a pro streamer or go to a pro esports league. This is a smaller chance than going to the NBA. You actually have a higher chance of going to the NBA than you do of becoming a professional esports player. And we all know getting famous online is a crapshoot and probably very unlikely if you want to be a streamer. So the opportunity to make money on video games is almost non-existent for 99.9% of people. So the opportunity to share that game economy is something that is going to be, I believe, one of the biggest shifts in our online world. And I believe that now for 4 years. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. And that's been my thesis since 2018. And so this is a beautiful thing to watch. And it's just the beginning. And Axie, as you can tell, is not the most, it's not the game that you'd imagine being the thing that completely changes the world. But they have been for 4 years changing and iterating on the formula to give their player base what they want. And they really perfected this play to earn model. So huge congratulations to Axie for what I call shooting the first shot here and bringing a gaming model that has a sustainable token ecosystem to the world.
Well, I think the things to look at there is I've called for a while, and I think you did too, that NFTs would be the link between mainstream and crypto. And specifically because you don't have to worry about the history of money and decentralization and yields, but everybody wants to own limited edition cool shit. Whether you want to own sports memorabilia, whether you want to own a game item, NFTs are the link between mainstream, mass 7 billion people and crypto. When you then compare that or overlay the gaming market onto it, and you create the excitement and the money that goes into gaming every single year, and you say, now people can buy things in these games, not only that, they can earn while they play. The more people can, instead of going to work, they can sit in front of a PC and play video games and earn more money than some people earn going to work. That's the game changer.
Yeah, play to earn is definitely huge. It's definitely huge. But I think what's been really surprising to me is, I've been like a broken record about NFTs with utility. They got to be useful in the games. They got to have a use case. But what I underestimated and what I think is actually something that's kind of blown my mind is the excitement around NFT collectibles that don't necessarily have utility because they form these really strong communities. If we're talking about CryptoPunks and we're talking about Bored Ape Yacht Club and we're talking about the rise of, what can be classified as avatar projects, there is a strong human need to be in tribes, to be in social circles, to belong to something. And while being a part of a fungible token community does make you feel like you belong, being a part of one of these avatar projects and these NFT communities, people really get a sense of belonging. And there was a strong community vibe in these communities that has really been an educational experience for me over the last 3 months, seeing how powerful these connections between people who own Bored Apes, between people who own Cool Cats, people who own CryptoPunks is. You've heard all these stories about, this one punk messaged me, I got him a job interview. This one ape, we flew out, he stayed at my place. Like there is this sort of like loyalty there that, kind of reminds me of what people wish a fraternity would be or something like that. But it's global, it's decentralized. And there's a really interesting vibe here where I kind of dropped my bias against these JPEGs and these cartoons. And I said, you know what? I'm going to go in and start trying to get in on some of these communities early. And I've had embarrassingly good success with these. Right now, all the avatar projects are going absolutely crazy, right? Like Cool Cats, the mint price was 0.06. They were going, some of these Cool Cats are going for multiple ETH, right? And so you have 0.06 to multiple ETH. What's that on a chart? That's insane. That's insane.
So I think there's a few things that people don't realize. One thing for sure is that you're always a member of crypto groups. And whenever you're part of a crypto group, whenever you go to a new city, there's always the message that says, hey, Bitcoiners, you want to meet up? We're doing a meetup in Berlin. That's a massive community. That's a community of 18 million Bitcoin and 100 million Bitcoin holders. What people don't realize is that when you buy an NFT, you actually form part of this subculture. Like you say, CryptoPunks. There are many less CryptoPunks than there are Bitcoin. And people who own CryptoPunks stick together like a community, and they have their own chats, and you can only get in if you have the NFT, and so on and so on and so forth. They think you're buying a JPEG, but you're not. You're actually buying into a club. You're buying into a movement. You're buying things in a game. And they don't talk about it as crypto. People that are buying these NFTs don't say, oh, we hold crypto. They are buying these entry tickets into this club, into this limited edition, and some of them now actually have utility inside the game, which makes it even better. So, sometimes we see people on YouTube and then we see them again in real life. Like you feel like you're very close to them. People are doing that with people in the game. Hey, are you that person in the game? Wow, cool. I remember you did this in the game. That is what is driving this utility. And it's not a crypto movement. It's much bigger than a crypto movement.
Yeah, I'm a big believer. There's a few things that are, in my mind, inevitable. So the gaming thing is the biggest aspect of NFTs. And in my opinion, we will see the Fortnite of crypto. We will see the crypto native version of it. Obviously, I've been talking about games that we've had in development. We've had a video game studio for 4 years, lots of super high quality gameplay coming. And you hopefully will see the trailer in August. And then hopefully we can get the first wave of releases out in September. We've been playing the game now for months and months, refining it. We believe that, we're trying to approach the true super immersive gameplay first, play the game because it makes you smile, and then collect the characters because they're scarce. That kind of order. Now, we also are very passionate that a few things are going to happen. Instagram's going to integrate NFTs. Twitter's going to integrate NFTs, and NFTs are going to become like kids are going to put them on their profile picture, exchange them like sneakers. There's going to be cultural trends, and there's going to be these collections that get released very regularly, if not daily. And it's going to become huge, huge cultural impact. And it seems done. There's actually an article by someone named Chris Dixon called "The Next Big Thing Will Seem Like a Toy." I love that article. It's from 2011, I believe. And it's all about how, these really big innovations seem very unsuspecting at first. If you look at, even Instagram itself. And so I believe that NFTs, specifically in gaming, are the big push, but there's also a huge push here for just NFTs as, status icons, as things that you want to show off. And in the digital world where we all are in social media, people say, well, what's the value of it? What's the value of a blue check mark? What's the value of a follower count? What's the value of likes on your comment? These are all things that separate you from others and make you unique. And so that's what the value is. And humans have been shown to pursue such types of value aggressively over time.
So I'm looking at your Twitter profile. By the way, if you don't follow Elio on Twitter, it's at Elio Trades. Very, very, very strong Twitter game. But this interesting thing that happened here is a few days ago, you changed your profile on your Twitter, your profile pic on Twitter, to this NFT, which is a cat. I don't know what you want to call it. But your Telegram profile also changed into the same NFT. So we're kind of in a place now where you're actually Elio on the one side, but you're becoming someone else on the other side, which is this character.
Yeah, so I'm fascinated with the trend, the avatar trend. That's why they call them avatar projects, is because that cat is unique. And so I am now, I'm the owner of that cat on the blockchain, and I can now use that cat as my profile. And the cat has a gorilla head, has an ape head, and has a gem on its shirt. So I thought a gorilla ape hunting cool cat is a very appropriate cat for me. And so first of all, I love the aesthetic. I think what you'll see is that the headshot is dead. The avatar is next, right? And I tweeted this yesterday. I'm much more likely to hire someone with an avatar, a cat or an ape avatar, than I am to hire someone with a headshot. And that's because there's something happening here that, look, rule number one, assume all of these avatar projects will go to zero, right? I'm not trying to say that this is, hodl, right? I'm not trying to push a hodl narrative here, but I'm saying that right now there's so much excitement around figuring out what is going to bring this mainstream. And I do believe that some of these avatar projects are going to go ultra, ultra, ultra mainstream, where the biggest celebrities and the biggest creators in the world are going to use these, and the cultural cachet will come with it, and people will want to be in the club with that person. Just like you're seeing with CryptoPunks, how Jay-Z has a CryptoPunk and all, so on and so forth. Now, what failed with fungible tokens is celebrity and creators and artists. The type of stuff that normally works really well for brands, celebrities and stuff doesn't work for crypto, right? It actually has the inverse effect for most crypto projects. Now, that's not true for NFTs. In fact, this is the lane for creatives. This is the lane for celebrities. This is the lane for brands. This is the lane for commercial use cases. And that's what people sort of fail to wrap their head around, is that most crypto is the infrastructure, it's the plumbing, and this is the storefront. NFTs are the vehicle, the shiny object that will wrap up a lot of crypto and serve it to a consumer in a way that they puts a smile on their face and that they come back for seconds.
All right, so we know that the Bitcoin price is moving sideways, maybe slightly down. Ethereum is getting back to buy levels, moving slightly down. But the crypto NFT, and specifically the gaming NFT, is in a massive, massive, massive bull run. You can't even call it anything else, because if you look at tokens, I mean, let's just take one look at Axie. So, and I know that this is the biggest one and the anomalous one, and I think a lot of it had to do with the time that you discovered it a couple of weeks ago on one of your videos. But I mean, this thing has gone from $3 or from $2, from $3.20 on the 22nd of June to about $26 today. You also have a whole lot of other ones. It's not only them. Alien Worlds, which was at about 6 cents, if I remember correctly, is now back at about 30 cents. Let's quickly just go back and just find out how low it actually went. Let's just have a look at where it was. So Alien Worlds, which in the beginning of July was at 8 cents or 6 cents, is now back at 30 cents. And this list goes on and on and on. I mean, if you look at games like My Neighbor Alice, if you look at games like all these blockchain games, they are in a massive, massive, massive bull run. Even Superfarm, which was hovering around 30 and 40 cents, is now back at 70 cents. In this market where everything, and especially all the small tokens, are pretty much dead. Yeah, well, so, when Chainlink went on a run, every Oracle coin went postal, right? And so this is a game where, the big wallets paint pictures, right? And we know how that goes, right? And so Axie is actually successful, actually has users, right? And has a growing user base that depend on it for the play to earn model. And they have insane volume on their marketplace. Like you said, it's making everything in DeFi look tiny. They're adding $1 million to their treasury a day. It's crazy. I heard that they're doing $15 million in turnover every single day. I think it's closer to 30. If you go to DApp Radar, you can see it. But at any rate, what they've proven is that at one game stretches so much further and is so much more commercially viable than every single innovation we've seen so far in DeFi. And like I said, DeFi is the depth. We attract the biggest and deepest money bags. But it's not widespread. This is not a consumer product here, right? Most people don't understand what to do with a couple of extra percent APY. Gaming and NFTs is the broad approach. This is going to hit all the people, and it's going to be on average a much lower level of investment. But yeah, Axie has spent 4 years. I've been following their project since 2018. I actually have some Axies that I dusted off in a wallet from back in 2018. And I just want to say congrats to the Axie team. They kept iterating, kept grinding, kept pushing the rock, and eventually they hit their tipping point. Now, that is not true. That is not true of other games yet. That's not true of other games. Just to clarify, Axie has done $33 million in the last 24 hours on their marketplace. They've done $200 million in the last 7 days, which means that they're averaging about $25 to $30 million a day. And that's amongst about 100,000 accounts, or 88,000 accounts. So there's 88,000 people who have spent or traded $200 million on Axie Infinity in the last 7 days. There is no other crypto project in the world that is doing that kind of volume, just to be clear. Now, just to break it down for the viewers who don't know how this works. You can actually create an avatar on Axie Infinity's webpage, but then there's also a secondary market. Explain to me how that works.
Right. So Axie has a side chain called Ronin. They've built a lot of infrastructure, and they have a marketplace that generates funds to go into a treasury that's controlled by the AXS token. And so that's why AXS token has value, because you can vote on what to do with what is an absolutely explosive treasury there. I think they're putting upwards of $1 to $1.5 million per day in it, which means that over the course of a year, they'll have hundreds of millions of dollars to deploy from that treasury. And that's a very, very powerful place to be. It puts it on par, just the actual profits there, it puts it on par with the biggest AAA games in the world, right? You're talking about Dota, League of Legends, that kind of revenue. And so, when we're looking at what is the real disruption here, I still believe that we're going to see, you're going to see the kind of games that are more gameplay centric also start to see the success here and start to take the plunge and go into blockchain and NFT trading. I think that that's going to open up, if there's $100 billion in trading right now or in revenue on the free to play game economy without blockchain, I think you get a 10x or 100x from there. So you're looking at $1 trillion to a $10 trillion industry within the next 10 years on a blockchain gaming industry, which, as you know, $10 trillion is bigger than all crypto.
So just to be clear, you can make money by buying the game tokens. You can make money by buying, you can make and lose money. It's very volatile. These are very, very speculative. You can make money by buying tokens in things like Alien World, Chain Guardians. I'm going to show you guys a gem later with Elio. You can make money buying these tokens. You can also make and lose money by buying the actual NFTs. So going into the game, buying yourselves these actual NFTs. You can make money by buying these NFTs. Elio, talk to me about some of the NFTs that you've created, you've bought, and whether you've sold them or what they're worth.
Yeah, so I have some old NFTs from Axie. I haven't been trading heavily in the Axie ecosystem. Every time it spikes more, I kind of feel like, just when things are super duper hot, I tend to not dive in just because I've gotten burned at the top. That doesn't mean that Axie can't go higher and higher and higher. However, the people who are doing really well right now are the ones who have been trading and collecting Axies for the last few years. And now they're sitting on these things that have just gone absolutely parabolic. And everyone in Africa and the Philippines who's trying to play to earn is trying to buy these so that they can earn more money in the game because the people selling them for thousands of dollars are interested in that flip. They're not interested in the $20 from playing, which you actually have to work quite hard for. And so the game for a lot of people right now is either you can ride the wave with Axie's SLP token or AXS token, or you could try to really learn the ecosystem and spend time. And I can't quickly in 30 seconds download you on what makes a good Axie. You got to go learn and spend time, right? Get involved. But what I do think has been the easy play, the sort of really easy play here, but it's also, like I said, is quite speculative, is the Avatar project situation is going absolutely parabolic. Every day there's a new Avatar project with 10,000 items, and they all sell for what's called a mint price. So you have an initial mint price, and it's usually 0.08 ETH or lower, which is about $150 per item. And most of these, if not all of them, not quite all of them, but like 80% of them over the last month have done huge multiples as soon as they sell out. It takes sometimes a day, 2 days, 3 days to sell out. And then they go on OpenSea, and all of a sudden the trading, and people love this format. They just love it. It's like, it's got every aspect of human psychology built in, of like mystery box, potential upside, rarity, visual things that are stimulating. And
give me an example. Give our viewers, if you can give our viewers one example, because it sounds fascinating. But give me an idea of, like, perhaps you've got one or you've seen one, or you can show us one and share your screen of an example of a NFT that somehow gets value.
Right. So the one that the most recent ones that I had a big play with was Cool Cats. But I also bought into Goats. I also bought into Deadheads. I also bought into there's one called Dogs Unchained, which I believe is minting shortly today. And Dogs Unchained and Goats had this idea of breeding, but deflationary breeding. So if you breed two of your NFTs together, it actually burns the both of them and creates one in its place, thereby reducing supply. And so, you have these interesting plays that are trying to really evolve past, what is currently just you put out a collection and you hope it gets more and more popular. We saw Mike Tyson make a cool cat his profile pic the other day. You see all of these big celebrities making Bored Apes and CryptoPunks their profile pics. And all of that, in a way, adds cultural value to it. It bolsters the meaning of being a part of that club. And so, there's quite a bit happening here. Yeah, Mike Tyson has a cool cat. So we're both cool cats, me and Mike. And as you can tell, it brings us very, very close. But in the end,
that is actually quite cool, because I think if you did reach out to Mike Tyson in a DM and he saw that you were a cool cat, then he would immediately answer your DM because you're part of the club with him. Well,
I might have already done that, right? And so the thing about it is, I'm fascinated by this model, and I've asked actually a lot of the creators to kind of contact me, because right now the concept of utility in this avatar project world is the project will launch, they'll make a couple $1 million selling avatars, and then they're like, we're doing a merch drop, and everyone goes nuts. But usually in the crypto world, you raise $1-2 million and you're expecting huge earth moving, changing technology. And so I think what people are missing here right now is the through line on connecting this with ongoing utility. And I believe the play is content, right? I believe the play is content, whether that is visual content, interactive content of gaming, or other types of content. I believe that avatars plus content is going to create an insanely massive, commercially friendly frenzy of activity where the kids will demand these assets. And will they all be hundreds of dollars? I don't know. Maybe the price point comes down and they're $5 or $10 or whatever. But this avatar thing is going to be massive. And I thought it was dumb. I genuinely thought it was dumb. And I also would say most of these, if not 99%, are going to zero. But some of them are going to be the biggest treasures of the internet. And that's just the facts.
So we have to say this again and again and again. These are highly risky on both sides.
Super risky.
The tokens on the games, even Axie Infinity, which has a lot of traction, is highly risky. And on top of that, if you're going to buy the actual NFTs, it's like buying a piece of art. It may be worth nothing, but being able to put it on as your avatar and enjoying it every single day, or it may almost be worth millions and millions and millions of dollars. And we're seeing that. I mean, a common mutual friend of ours, Schuller McKenzie, bought a CryptoPunk for $11 million. And in fact, I'm actually going to get him on the show to tell us why.
That was a steal.
Why he thinks he was ready to pay $11 million for the CryptoPunk with the COVID mask on.
It was a steal, man. That was a great price. I know that I'll catch flack for this, but it'll be worth a lot more in the future, that one.
I think I agree with you. Let
me give you an easy thing. Next Tuesday, I'm going to be buying, minting, and giving out avatars on stream, and people can watch this whole process, right? They can learn about it, and for free, some people in the audience will get some avatars, and I'll explain why I'm buying and minting this collection, right? I'll explain it, right? And so you can see me buy them, you can see me give them out, and I'll explain why I'm doing it, and I'll explain why I chose this project, right? Because I'm actually in talks with some really talented folks who are very inspired by this format. And I see it very much as a medium. It's a new medium to create, right? It's a new medium, just like oil and canvas was a medium. This is a new medium for creations. And we're just seeing the exploration, right? Just like gaming is a medium. Now, this doesn't take away from my core thesis. Gaming is going to be the big boat. It's absolutely the big boat. And getting into game ecosystems early, buying Genesis items like those original Axies, which are now worth ungodly amounts of money, right? That's the way to do it, is when you hear about an exciting game, Illuvium, Superfarm games, the Axies, these ones, we can't say which ones are going to be Fortnite, right? We don't know. But I could say that getting in at the Genesis set, that's your highest likelihood of having an asset in that ecosystem that holds value.
Okay, so guys, just a few things. One is, if you don't follow Elio's channel, Elio stopped streaming for a while because he was building Superfarm, but Elio is now back with daily streams. Fred, description of Elio's channel is in the bottom of this. I strongly suggest that you guys watch Elio each and every day, because if you want to know about trends and groundbreaking things, Elio is the man. And also, if you want to know about NFTs, there's no one that gives you this kind of coverage. And he is doing this thing on Tuesday. Elio, very quickly, I need 2 more questions. One is, so I'm going to tell you what the 2 questions are so you know how quickly you need to answer them. One is, what would you be buying now, low caps, in the token video game? And we acknowledge that it's very risky and speculative and everything else. And two, what's happening at Superfarm, because Superfarm is also about to launch a whole lot of games. I didn't bring you here to shield your own project, but it would be amiss of me not to mention Superfarm, which is one of the big players in the game.
I appreciate that. Yeah, for me, like I said, I'm actually focusing a lot more on actual NFT assets right now. I collected a lot of these NFT protocol sort of picks and shovels plays. Play to earn ecosystems are an easy cheat. Let's focus on those right now. That's the hot real ticket, as you said. So that means that if you can earn the token in the game for playing, people are FOMOing into that. Now, in theory, that should mean that the inflation should drive the token down to zero over time. So bear that in mind, that the actual tokenomics aren't strong on play to earn. But a trend is a trend. A trend is your friend. Now, I find it very interesting to actually get your hands dirty and start buying the actual NFTs, right? You got to go deep, join the Discords. Every NFT community has a Discord. Join the Discord, soak up the knowledge, and hear what people think are interesting.
But which NFTs, Elio, which NFTs? So
I am, Bored Ape and CryptoPunks are the two ones that I see holding and growing in value for a long time. There are, punks have kind of cooled off for a bit. Those are kind of, people consider them like the Bitcoin, the OG, the one that's never going to die. Bored Apes are kind of like the Ethereum. They're the ones that tried to like iterate on it and do collaborations with mainstream brands and stuff and build utility. And what I see is, I'll be minting something called Dogs Unchained. I minted these goats. There was one called the Fame Lady Squad that did really good. They're all doing good. And I think what's really interesting is that it can be quite personal, right? So it doesn't take a master's degree to go in and say, oh, I think that's a cute avatar, right? And so next week I'll be minting one on Tuesday, and I'll start doing regular coverage here. I'm bringing up on someone called Zeneca. He does amazing data mining for NFT collections. And so I'm going to be trying to bridge the gap and bring more data to it. But I'll be, like I said, on Tuesday, I'll be talking about a collection. So you guys can get ready for that. I do believe that it's going to be a high quality collection that holds and grows. But again, it could go to total zero, but I'll be showing you the user flow, the full flow, so you can understand from day one, from minute one, how this community goes from zero to growing to being hopefully something like one of these top level NFT communities.
We'll tune in on Thursday. I do want you to quickly tell me what's going on at Superfarm, and then I want to show you a game. Tell me what you think. What is happening at Superfarm? I know you guys you started off as a video game studio, and now you launched the Superfarm token. When are we going to see a Superfarm game? When are we going to be able to buy assets in a Superfarm game?
So most likely the actual sale itself will happen in September. We've been playing the game now for about 4 months, and full gameplays from start to finish, and just really, games it's the combination of every art form together, right? So there's a lot of tweaking and iteration. However, the game's super fun, and everybody's dying laughing when we play, and the visuals are just stunning. And so I'm so proud of the game and the way it's developed. In August, you're going to start seeing a ton of interesting toolkits that we have been cooking up in Superfarm that is not necessarily specifically game related, but NFT related. Tools for creators, tools for collectors, marketplace tools, different types of buying and trading experiences that we think are just so easy, 5-10x's on what currently exists. And that's what we're here to do, is to focus on the entire NFT ecosystem, from NFT farming, NFT trading, and marketplace secondary to the actual games and IP themselves. So you're going to be seeing a lot of projects. There's a couple of ones that I'm busting to talk about, and I will be happy to reveal as soon as we are at the water's edge, which I believe August will be a packed month.
So that means that, guys, let's get into Superfarm before August. Elio, thank you, my friend. First of all, as I said, I do think you have this ability to see around corners, my friend. You look at stuff and you can actually see what's about to happen next. You've seen it many times. You know that I'm a big follower of your show and a big fan of Elio the man. So we'll get you back on here, I think, regularly to do an NFT update. I don't think there's anybody else in the world that knows the market as broadly as you do, and specifically when it comes to gaming. So we'll get you back on a regular basis. What do you say?
Would be my great honor. Thank you, guys. Big shout out to Crypto Banter fam. Rand, thank you so much as always. And it's anytime you want to talk about NFTs, I'm there, brother.
Thank you, my brother. Guys, I told you. the world expert in NFTs must be Elio. I also said to you that I'm going to bring you a project that we're looking at. Full disclosure, we are investors in the project, but this for me is a very, very, very exciting, low cap, very risky. You can lose all your money, but probably won't, but maybe will gem. And that gem is actually called Faraland. It's a very, very, very low cap market product. It's developed by a set of Vietnamese developers, the same place as Axie Infinity comes out of. It has a market cap of about $15 million. Very, 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 very small market cap. The interesting thing about Faraland is that it was accepted into BINANCE's top 20 projects. And it says Faraland is honored to be listed in the top Binance 20 most valuable builder programs. This reflects our credit as well as their enormous potential. Freddie, do we have a video that shows what Faraland is actually about? I mean, I spoke to this team today. It's a super fun game.
A very long time ago, in the Great War, 6 warriors sacrificed themselves to cast an ancient magic, sealing the demon lord Beelzebub and bringing peace to Faraland. Their bodies turned into 6 crystals. Legend has it that if one of the 6 crystals is broken, the magic bond will be weakened. Demon Lord once again will rise and threaten the life of all mankind.
So it's a BSC chain-based NFT game. It has all the elements of the NFTs. They have a marketplace. They minted 20,000 characters and in-game items, which they sold out in about 2 weeks, straight after they launched. The game itself isn't yet launched. It launches sometime later this year. Freddie, when did they say the game's going to launch? I think they said it's somewhere around November, right? But in the interim, they are trading their in-game items every single day. And they are breaking records every single day. It looks like a super fun game. The team, super solid team with a lot of game development experience. It also has this DAO function where every sale, a percentage of the transactions goes into a treasury for ongoing development of the game. And that's managed by the DAO, or the decentralized autonomous organization that runs this game. So for me, if you're looking for if you want to invest in the high market cap ones, Axie Infinity, $1.5 billion market cap, that's one option. TLM, Trillium, we've had them on the show before, Alien Worlds, high market cap relative to this. If you're looking for a small cap gem to put a little bit of money, and maybe you'll make some money, but maybe you will lose everything. That's the nature of gaming. That's the nature of venture capital investment. That's the nature of it. This is one that I have been looking at. It looks like a super fun game, as I said. It is on the Binance top 20 developers, top 20 builders list. Also, you can see that the top grossing figure in the game is this angel, and this top selling figure was sold for 500 BNB in the auction. So yeah, it looks very, very, very cool to me. I see that Elio is still in the waiting room. Let me get him back here and see what he thinks about this. Elio, what do you think? Your microphone's on mute. You need to unmute it.
Oh, I was just enjoying the show, Ran, and browsing on the other screen, but you got me back in here.
Okay. No, I just showed them Faraland, which is this very low cap. It's a $15 million market cap game. Hasn't launched yet. The gaming and the in-game items have launched, and they are selling like hotcakes. The trade is huge. They sold out 20,000 items in 2 weeks.
Yeah, look, undeniable trend. Gaming plus items, it is a beautiful thing, and the people buying up these items obviously on the heels of this Axie trend understand that, look, hey, if we're going to bet on something, take a bite here. If this becomes an Axie, all my items are going to go 1,000x. And so the thing about Axies is these didn't go 10x, these didn't go 100x. These items went 1,000x, thousands of x's. And so it's the gains are real. They are parabolic, and you could easily lose all your money. But if you bet on the right ecosystem, could be amazing. I'm not deep enough with Faraland to make a prediction on them. Like I said, this stuff is extremely risky. However, you know, I'm as I've made it clear to you, my thesis on gaming is 100%. So,
love you, my brother. Chat to you soon.
Thank you once again, Ran. I'm getting out.
All right, so that's Elio. Guys, just again, the full disclosure, we are investors in Faraland. We've been investors since before they launched their token. We are full supporters of it. We are watching, we are waiting to see what happens in Faraland. I did speak to the team today. Seems like things are on track. Seems like the NFTs are selling out. The game production is out there. It's happening. The secondary market sales of the NFTs are working. So keep your eye on it. There are a whole lot of others. Alien Games, Trillium is a good one, but high market cap. Obviously, Axie Infinity, high market cap. And there are many more. In fact, next week, we will bring out a full report on this whole industry, what's working, what isn't working. Tomorrow is Friday. And Fred says on Friday, we banter. Now, what we've decided to do for this banter is actually to spice things up a little bit and to take out the crypto people. We want less crypto people and more outsiders coming into the crypto space. So we bring people like Gareth Soloway and we've got Alex Mashinsky and we've got Richard Hart and we've got less people because we want to have more of a discussion with each one of them. So we will see you again tomorrow, 10 a.m. EST, and maybe we'll see you for Sheldon's show if Sheldon is feeling better. That's it. See you guys tomorrow. If you're trading, go and buy NFT items and sell them for higher money and trade well, my friends.
Crypto Banter is a social podcast for entertainment purposes only. All opinions expressed by the hosts, guests, and callers should not be construed as financial advice. Views expressed by guests and hosts do not reflect the views of the station. Listeners are encouraged to do their own research.